Hello, demigods, monsters, and gods alike. Welcome back to the Olympus Report. Are you half-bloods ready? Because I don't think you're ready. Entertainment Weekly, bless their soul, has been known in the past to give exclusive inside looks at upcoming TV shows and movies. And they've done just that for Percy Jackson and the Olympians. We get not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 exclusive high-definition images from the TV show, also including interviews from Rick, Walker, Leah, and Arian. Before we jump into analyzing some of these pictures, here's what Rick had to say about the series. We have been involved in the series since its inception, since the very, very earliest conversations about what a Percy adaptation might look like, how it would be sketched out, whether it would be episodic. So I feel comfortable telling fans of the book who have been waiting, in some cases, decades, for this kind of faithful adaptation, that this is the one you've been waiting for. We are involved and I think you're gonna love it. I know Rick has said this a lot, and I know that I've said it a lot, but I think we're truly in for something special here with this newest adaptation of Percy Jackson. I really think they've nailed it on the head. Alright, now let's jump into those images. Up first, Aryan Samadri as Grover Underwood. And guys, you want to talk about high definition? I can almost see every raindrop dripping from his hair down his face and behind him. And this is just a picture. I cannot wait to see this series. As I've said before, I went to college for film, so I may be about to teach you a new term. This photo features depth of field, meaning that Grover is in focus and the background is blurry. And I absolutely love the contrast that this brings to the image. It really makes Grover pop. Now let's talk about where this image is possibly from. And I think we can all agree it's from the night the Minotaur attacks, when Grover goes to take Percy to Camp Half-Blood. I think this might be at the cabin on Montauk right as they're about to get in the car, because there's definitely headlights shining on Grover's face. So this would be before the car explodes and before Grover passes out. Now let's just talk about how good Grover looks. His tiny little horns popping out of his hair, like I've said before, I absolutely love them. They are just adorable. And his pointy little goat ears, guys, it just really adds to the whole look. We can't see his legs in this image, but we did see a quick peek of them in the trailer and they look so good. I can't wait to see Grover in all his glory. Here's what Arian had to say about playing Grover Underwood. It was the second book series I ever read, I think, and it's left a huge impression on me. Like, not just, oh, those books are cool, but they helped me. I grew up with them, and I'm sure a lot of people did. I can't wrap my head around the fact that I get to be in something that I look up to so much. I cannot wait to see his version of Grover on the screen. Alright, moving on to the next image. Guys, here she is, daughter of Athena, Annabeth Chase, being played by Leah Jeffries. And guys, she looks awesome here in her full armor. And once again, we've got really strong depth of field. Annabeth in focus, background blurred, and it really makes her pop. The lighting on her face is fantastic. This series is absolutely nailing it on the head. Just looking at the fierceness in her eyes, this is definitely someone I wouldn't want to mess with. Now let's talk about where this image is possibly from. I think we can all agree it's from Capture the Flag. And here's why I think that. If we look at the chest plate of her armor, on her right side, we can see a stripe of blue, indicating that she would be on the blue team, which she was in the books. I can't wait to see this master tactician in action. Guys, this is a daughter of Athena, and I am so excited to see Leah play Annabeth Chase and bring her to life. Here's what she had to say about portraying the character and what it means to younger generations. I'm playing a character that is a different person, different hair color, different skin tones, and all that. That's what the prototype was, Jeffrey says. Just to hear that I'm playing her different was like, wow, I'm now going to be an inspiration to other girls. My experience filming the series has been phenomenal and unbelievable. Leah, I already know you're absolutely gonna kill it. Alright, moving on to the one and only Percy Jackson. We get not one, not two, but 3 images of Percy. Alright, let's talk about the first image of Walker. This is almost a more high-definition version of the scene we got from the first Percy Jackson teaser trailer here. As seen, Percy is walking throughout camp. Again, depth of field, very strong here. A good choice in the promotional images because it really makes the characters pop. Now, something we can notice here in this high-definition picture that we didn't notice in the trailer is Percy's shirt is slightly wet. We can see wet stains at the top, the bottom, and along the shoulder of his sleeve. He's also got a rip in his sleeve. So if we put all of these elements together, this is what I'm thinking. This takes place right after he trains with Luke and bests him at the sword disarming technique. It would make sense that he's a little roughed up from sword training. That would explain the slash. And then if you guys remember in the book, in order to beat Luke, Percy splashed some water on his face and then got a surge of power which allowed him to then best Luke. So I think this takes place after that scene. So after Percy arrives at Camp Half-Blood, but before he finds out that he's a son of Poseidon. And I know I've mentioned this before, but guys, the t-shirts just look so outstanding. All right, up next, we've got Percy standing in the middle of the woods in all his glory. We've got slight depth of field here, but not as much as the other pictures. So really, Percy does stand out, but so does the trees, really encapsulating everything that is Camp Half-Blood. And guys, this is the first time we're seeing Percy in full Greek armor. And guys, he looks badass. This power pose just screams Percy Jackson to me. This is a son of Poseidon. The shield looks so good, the armor flaps look so good, and of course, Walker looks so good. Now, we can't see the front, so I can't see if he's wearing anything red to distinguish if this would be during Capture the Flag, but my best bet would be that it is. Walker, you are without a doubt Percy Jackson. Here's what Walker had to say about the character of Percy and Rick Riordan. Meeting Rick was so exciting because I've been looking at his face on the back of a book for 4 or 5 years, says Scoble. I think he is the coolest guy ever. You can really hear Percy in his voice when he speaks. Percy's sarcasm and personality shows through Rick. And now for the last image, it not only features Percy, but also Annabeth. Guys, here we have Percy Jackson and Annabeth Chase in the Tunnel of Love. What a great image. It was at this point in the story that Percy and Annabeth started to become friends and started to understand each other just a little bit better. And if we zoom up on Annabeth's face, we can totally see this in the way she's looking at Percy. My Percibeth heart is absolutely exploding, guys. Guys, the lights in this imagery is absolutely insane. The way they reflect off the water and then reflect off our actors, truly beautiful. Everything in this frame was thought about down to a T. Once again, we have slight depth of field, but not too much, just enough to bokeh the lights. That means when lights are out of focus and kind of are just big blurs. And it really adds to the atmosphere of this Tunnel of Love. And of course, here we get to see Percy and Annabeth in their street clothing or their quest clothing and not their Camp Half-Blood t-shirts, which I absolutely love to see. Guys, this is a scene we've been robbed of so many times. It wasn't in the graphic novel, it wasn't in the movie, and it wasn't in the musical. So I am ready to see some Tunnel of Love action. Give me that Percibeth. All right, wow. What a way to wake up on a Monday morning. Wasn't this a treat, guys? Are you even more excited for Percy Jackson and the Olympians on Disney+? Well, it's gonna be here sooner than you think, December 20th. So strap in, Half-Bloods, because I'm sure we're gonna get a lot more news before then. But for right now, that's all I have for you, so I'll be signing off. And please, always remember to stay safe.